In Beyblade X, there is a meta, and currently there are 3 stamina types that are considered to be the best of the best. With Wizard Rod, a Bey that has held its reputation for 1 year and still dominates the meta scene. Clock Mirage, a brand new meta stamina type, and although it bursts a lot, it can still dominate with its really good stamina. And that leaves us with one more, a Bey that released with a free spinning gimmick, a free spinning bit, and more importantly, another 380 copy, and that is... Boom! Oh. Hello everyone, welcome back to another unboxing video, and today we are going to be unboxing the Silver Wolf 380 Freeball Starter. Here's the front of the box, and obviously it has the Silver Wolf in it, and at the back you can see the parts and the random stats that you don't care about, as well as the owner of this Bey in the anime, which is Ginro or Jinro. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm really sorry. Now let's get opening. So obviously we have the papers that we don't care about, such as the warning, this paper, and of course the skill up guide. So let's just pile these up together, and I think you guys know what to do with these. So this is the inside of the Silver Wolf box, and let's get opening. First up is the launcher. Why is the tape yellow? I don't know if you guys can see it, but the tape is kind of yellow.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know why. That was the first time I actually struggled opening, I think. You guys hear the crunchy ASMR? I don't know what I'm doing. So here's the launcher of Silver Wolf with a gray tone, which I really like. However, this is actually your standard winder launcher release with a hook winder that isn't your typical release nowadays, because nowadays Takara Tomy usually release launchers with a long winder ripcord like this in the Pegasus Blast. Now this allows for more power, and that's pretty much it. I'm not using this though, it would be my spare launcher, but I would say that the colors look nice because it matches Silver Wolf. With the launcher aside, let's actually start opening Silver Wolf itself. Let's first start with the bit, the ratchet, and the blade. Why didn't it come off, bro? So this is the full combo of Silver Wolf, and we're going to discuss it one by one. First off is probably the most simplest to explain part of them all, which is 380. Now 380 is a tall ratchet with 3 contact points, and that's pretty much about it. It's 80 millimeters in height, and that's it. There's nothing more to explain with this. Though the only thing I could mention about 380 is that it actually matches well with Silver Wolf because it allows the free spin gimmick to actually work against other Beys.
Bam, bop,
But that's about it though.
Pow.
For a free spinning bit, we have Freeball. Now, how Freeball basically works is that it has a different mechanism to those of other bits, but more importantly is that because of this, it allows it to become resistant to extreme dashes and move freely around the stadium. Now, how this works is we'll use an example of Ball and 960. Now, when you put these bits and ratchets together, you can hear that when you rotate the bit, it actually makes a click. And that's because it has a little shaft right here, which allows it to grip on to the ratchet. With Freeball, on the other hand, it actually doesn't have those shafts, which allows it to move freely on the ratchet with no clicks. That's just the sound of rotation, by the way. So that's essentially the whole reason why Freeball is really good on stamina combos. And finally, for the most complex part, we have Silver Wolf. Now, Silver Wolf is your stamina type blade that has 3 contact points, but it's actually so condensed it's practically a circle. Now, the whole gimmick of Silver Wolf is that it actually has a free spinning gimmick behind or underneath the blade, as you can see here. This is practically a fidget toy. Wait. Because of the gimmick, it's practically a fidget toy. Hold up. Look at this. We have a free spinning gimmick, and we have bounce spike. Yeah, what am I doing? Now, the free spinning gimmick of Silver Wolf and any Bay in general is actually really good because it allows you to repel attacks and contacts from other opposing bays. Because essentially, how it works is when other blades hit the free spinning gimmick, the free spinning gimmick will essentially direct it to another part of the stereo, which means Silver Wolf will still keep spinning, but attack type bays or other opposing bays will not. The only problem with Silver Wolf is that it's really top heavy because there's no metal underneath. Though this is a UX blade which is focused on outward weight distribution, it is still really useful in the meta. The top heavy cons will only show when your bay is really tilted to the point where it can't really bounce back up. Why a lot of people like to use this on Hexa so that it allows to be stabilized throughout the game, or maybe even free ball or low ore because of stamina properties. With that said, let's put all the parts together. First up is the bit, and now the ratchet with the blade. And boom, we have ourselves the first ever free spinning bay in Beyblade X. Though there is a second one which is Wolf Hunt, but that's still But before we test out Silver Wolf and all its capabilities, let's first check its weight. Let's first check its weight. So currently it's in 0 grams, and once we put the Silver Wolf blade, it is 37 grams. Whoa, wait, no, 38, which is about your average Silver Wolf. How about the full stock combo together? We have 380 and free ball. Decently heavy stock combo. And obviously, since this is a Banky box, I think we know who to call.
The Bank Box Folder.
Of course, it's the one and only
The Bank Box Folder.
And let's put Silver Wolf in this folder. So we have the boosters and the starters. And this is a starter, so we know what to do with this. With a simple sick transition. Well, now that it's flatted, let's put it inside the folder with another sick transition. And boom, it's in the folder. Now let's fold it all again and say goodbye to our friend,
The Bank Box.
Okay, so we are going to be testing Silver Wolf 383 ball, the stock combo, and we're going to see how long it spins. Now, I don't actually have my phone with me because it's recording right now, the video obviously, so we're going to be using my laptop to record how long it actually spins. And to maximize its spin quality, we'll be using its new launcher and a long white ripcord. So as soon as this launches, I'm going to press start on the laptop to see how long it spins. Alright. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. It's currently spinning and the timer is currently ticking. Let's see how long it will spin, shall we? Currently with 1 minute and 5 seconds now, and it's still going. It has been 1 minute and 30 seconds and Silver Wolf is starting to wobble. Let's see, can it still spin this long and reach 2 minutes? Silver Wolf is struggling so bad right now, but it has reached the 2-minute mark in 8, 9, and boom, it's 2 minutes exactly. That's really good. So my Silver Wolf with my launch strength, it can reach up to 2 minutes on stock combo. Well, let's just truly see how well it can spin and tank hits with combos that I have in my deck. First off, we have Scorpion Spear, 960 Wedge. We have Tyranno Beat, 760 Rush. And finally, Cobalt Dragoon on 560 level with a Less Spin Winder Launcher. Let's go. So this Scorpion Spear combo is basically a wall because it can tank hits really good. And that's because Scorpion Spear has the taller height than your average blade, having the same height as a CX blade, and it also is really heavy, weighing about 40 grams, which at the time was the heaviest release. That is until Emperor Mike came. So this combo is basically a passive version of a weight bully combo, with the combo itself making the opponent scraping onto the stadium floor, losing lots of stamina. We're using 960 for the stability, stamina, and defensive capabilities, and Wedge because it's a solid bit, and I believe in Wedge. So we're testing if Silver Wolf can outlast this defense type combo. So first of all, Silver Wolf will be going up against Scorpion Spear. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch a 6-minute clip of stamina battles, so it's time for a stamina montage. Well, that was a cool montage. And yeah, those battles were kind of a 50-50. Both combos have really good stamina, so whoever loses stamina first is dependent on whoever I launch first, which was kind of a letdown. I really thought Silver Wolf could win. So, since we know that Silver Wolf has really good stamina, let's test it against an attack type combo, which is none other than So this combo is a more aggressive take on Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate. Since the Cobalt Dragoon blade is a left spinning blade, it basically means it can directly hit its opponents, and in this combo, it can hit really hard. We're using 560 for the balance and level for the attack, stamina, and more importantly, we're using level to equalize against the opponent, which is Silver Wolf, and also the fact that level has really good LAD. So we're testing if Silver Wolf can really tank hard hits. Well, now let's test Silver Wolf 383 ball against Cobalt Dragoon 560 Elevate. Let's go. Dang, that Cobalt Dragoon hit hard. But yeah, you can clearly see Silver Wolf's main weakness is his height. Cobalt Dragoon can easily go under the Ratchet and push Silver Wolf to the point where it can't go back to its stable position, causing it to scrape and lose lots of stamina despite being a stamina type. You can also see the top heaviness showing because Silver Wolf can't really put itself back up to a stabilized position because all of its weight is going downwards to that point when it's really tilted. Against aggressive left spinning attack combos, Silver Wolf's stock combo can't really win. So let's try to dumb it down for Silver Wolf and use a more kind of passive yet aggressive combo at the same time, and that is So Tyranno Bee has been my favorite blade to use in all of Beyblade X because of its shape, its design, and more importantly, it's a dinosaur. But the blade itself has really good down smash quality, so I want to use it to the max. I'm using 760 to push all of its weight outwards and for the bulk, and rush because it's a really good attack type bit on Tyranno Beat, but it can help on doing continuous extreme dashes, and more importantly, have lots of stamina in the endgame. So we're testing if Silver Wolf can tank those hits once again, but this time a little bit less aggressive. And now let's test Silver Wolf on 383 ball against Tyranno Beat 760 Rush.
I'm about to end this man's whole career. What career? Bam boom, bada bam boom bop. Ooh, shot boom. What? Damn, hold on. Kablam! That's Janae.
And that's why they call it Tyranno Beat, because boy, Tyranno is gonna beat Silver Wolf up. But surprisingly, or I guess not surprisingly, Silver Wolf was able to tank those hard hits from Tyranno Beat. Maybe it was because Tyranno Beat was a little bit inconsistent. As we all know, it's a glass cannon, but it was still pretty much able to beat Silver Wolf with those over finishes. So in Silver Wolf's stock combo against attack types like Tyranno Beat, it can pretty much eat hits as long as it can stay stable. And what about competitive combos, you may ask? Well, here's a little summary of the session. So the first session was Silver Wolf 960 Wedge against Tyranno Beat 760 Rush, and boy, it was something. That Silver Wolf combo was able to win consistently against Tyranno Beat pretty much every single battle. Fun fact, out of the 15 minutes of recording in this session, Tyranno Beat was only able to win 5 times. 50 minutes and it was only able to win 5 times. So safe to say that Wedge is pretty good and this combo specifically is really good. The next session was Scorpio Spear 160 free ball against Tyranno Beat 760 Rush. So in this session I'm actually using the parts of Silver Wolf instead of the Silver Wolf blade. Now this time Tyranno Beat was able to actually get its wins because this Scorpio Spear combo is actually not that bad. What basically happened is because since Scorpio Spear is really tall and doesn't hide the Ratchet, Tyranno Beat can just scoop underneath the blade and kind of pop it off and destabilize it, sometimes even burst, but that's just because of 160 having a weird burst resistance. But it is safe to say that this Scorpio Spear combo was really good because it had lots of stamina, it can buy back, and it can counter attack Tyranno Beat. The only problem is destabilization and the fact that it doesn't hide the Ratchet. And yes, I did Silver Wolf against Scorpio Spear, and just like the old session, it was another 50-50 battle. Yippee! And now for my final thoughts on this release, and I think it's a good release at the time. And I say at the time because Silver Wolf is kind of falling off in the meta. It's still good, but it's just outclassed by the 2 stamina type releases that are considered meta. And the plenty more stamina releases to come. I really hope they release a Drain Fafnir homage. Please, Takara Tomy, I need this. But don't let the meta dumb down your expectations. Silver Wolf is still viable and competitive in the meta. And since we all know that the current meta is attack type infested, Silver Wolf can really still shine because of its defensive capabilities. And hey, with the 3 new stamina meta types, you can create the meta stamina deck with Wither Rod 160 Hexa, Silver Wolf 960 Free Ball, and Clock Mirage 455 Low Orb. Oh my gosh. And that concludes the Silver Wolf 380 Free Ball starter unboxing. Don't let Silver Wolf fool you, because although it looks like a sheep's in wolf clothing, it is still viable and competitive in the meta. And since that I found that 960 Wedge is really consistent on Silver Wolf, it's safe to say that this has a safe spot in my deck as my main stamina, or I guess defense type. So thank you guys so much for watching the unboxing video, and that's all. Bye bye! I'm alive! Well, what do you know, in classic KK Milo fashion, it took me 3 whole months and a whole new year just to post this video. Yippee! And more importantly, I finally got the video out and we reached 100 subscribers. Just want to say I couldn't have done it without y'all, so thank you guys so much for supporting me since the start of my YouTube last year, and this year hopefully we'll reach 200 or more subscribers. I also want to shout out my friend for doing this incredible fan art and animation. Incredible, my man, incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and since this is the first video of 2026, let's do my, in quotation marks, my iconic outro. That's all the time I have for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.